with Hurricane Irma.
Boats tossed. Here we are at this marina.
Welcome to Parlay Revival. In the last episode, we sailed to Aruba, where we had a blast, and for the first time ever, got to anchor the boat right at the surf spot where we were able to paddle out to the waves straight from the boat, the ultimate reason we bought the boat in the first place. But as the swell died, it was time to take on the longest and most challenging sail to date, from Aruba to Colombia. As always, we started the trip with a quick crew meeting before setting sail. Safety things, life jackets. Where are the life jackets, Julie?
Under the couch.
Life raft? Where's the life raft?
Yeah, it's in the... Oh, it's way back here, yeah, sure.
He hasn't even had one yet.
You just
The
go
life
inside
raft's under
and
there. There's an EPIRB there. If we get in deep shit, just let me set that off. But just so you know it's there, if I say grab the EPIRB, man overboard. So if someone goes overboard at night or even in the daytime, there's the life ring there, that horseshoe shaped thing. You just throw that out. Attached to that is that light. As soon as that hits the water, it goes that way, it becomes upright, and that contacts the batteries and it'll start flashing. So at night time, the first thing you do is throw that thing in. Like if you fall in, no matter what, even if I can see you, you just throw it in anyway. And then if you're in the water, you swim to that, hang on to that, then the boat turns around and picks you up. Things to look out for: we're going to be doing downwind sailing. So if this apparent wind angle approaches 180 degrees, that's when we're in danger of accidentally jibing. Over here, if this starts to approach 180, which way are you going to turn? Turn upwind. Yeah. So the wind is from there, so towards the wind is that way. You can turn all the way down there, that's fine. But do not turn that way, because then the wind is going to catch the other side of the sail and it's going to send it from there to there in half a second. Also remember here, the red line is where we're pointing and the green line is where we're actually moving.
Colin came.
Didn't even look that delicious anyway.
It was too beautiful to be eaten.
Yeah.
Okay, we want to hear your comments about leaving us without dinner.
Well, Victor caught this beautiful mahi-mahi. It was probably like that big. I just couldn't do it. I was gonna gaff it, but I just decided not to and I let it go.
Are you lying?
No! No, that fish is too beautiful. I'm gonna Google how to gaff a fish. The 360-mile sail from Aruba to Cartagena, Colombia is rated in the top 5 most treacherous passages along the standard milk run when circumnavigating the world. This is because of the crazy, unpredictable weather conditions off the coast of Colombia, where tropical trade winds from the Caribbean meet the snowy hills of the Sierra Nevada. The currents can also be very unfavourable, especially when opposing the wind or the boat itself. The river mouth of the Magdalena also create hazards in the form of logs and debris, so it was a sail not to be taken lightly. So how was the night?
Good morning. It was strange because we had the watches. So we had our first watch at midnight from 12 to 12, from 12 to 2. Right before our watch, the boat was like moving a lot of noises. It was super dark. There weren't like too many boats around, and at the end it was like a very good watch. I'm very excited because we can see Colombia over there, so that's really nice. And we can see Northest Point, South America, and it's in Colombia, in La Guajira.
Nah, it was a good watch. It was really windy. We had 25 to 30 knots, true, coming straight up our bum. So we were feeling about 22 knots at times. We just had the main only up. We got a really new crew on board. There's 8 of us, so we got lots of watch keepers, but yeah, we just put the main up only, and we reefed that as well, just in case. It was, like Maria said, it was pitch black last night, so you couldn't see any squalls coming. And then we've just kind of risen now to 1.5 meters following seas and 15 knots kind of on our port quarter. So ideal conditions at the moment. And we're just going to make hay while the sun shines, because I think there's going to be no wind up ahead and some weird currents and stuff. I've been doing a lot of research on this Colombia passage, and it's really unpredictable. You can have the most perfect weather forecast and you'll have 2-meter seas coming straight towards you on the way down to Cartagena. So kind of luck of the draw, but last night was good. ¿Qué es esto? Marty, you gonna eat it or not?
Marty, look at me.
He's gonna put it behind the chair.
As we had light winds behind us, we decided to figure out how to fly our spinnaker, which we had never done before on Parlay.
We're gonna bring the main down just for the first time we put it up. We don't want it blanketing the spinnaker or anything like that. So we're gonna bring the main sail down and then hoist the spinnaker. See if we pick up some speed like that. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! So we've just lost all our wind. Got the spinnaker up. We got 9 knots true, 5 knots apparent, and we're going about 3.5 knots. So very slow pace of life around here at the moment. I don't think we'll leave the spinnaker up overnight. It's really dark at night. You can't see the squalls coming. I think we're gonna motor one motor, 2,200 RPM overnight. Batteries haven't been getting charged anyway. There's this much wind.
Okay.
Knock 3, 0.
Oh my child, I know you're hurt and you can't let go. It's not your fault and you don't deserve all the bad and the hurt.
This is day 3, technically, of our passage to Colombia. A little bit disappointing last night. We ran out of wind, totally becalmed. There was like 4 or 5 knots. We were doing like 2 knots. It's really slow progress. So we had to start an engine and we motored for 10 hours. Motored on our watch, and then on Brady's watch he woke me up and said there's 14 knots of wind right on the beam. So I came up and we set the sails, and they've been up ever since, and now we've got 20 knots of true wind right off our starboard quarter here. The seas are kind of on our beam, so it's a little bit uncomfortable. So in this stretch of water, the wind has been really changeable. We had the spinnaker up yesterday, but now we've got 20 knots, so we don't need the spinnaker. And now it's 8 AM and we're on our morning shift. What are you doing?
Fixing for the second time at this toy.
I stayed home. I need you on my fire. I want you to know.
The crew found themselves with a lot of spare time on their hands, so they decided to replace one of our trampolines for a second-hand one I picked up in the BVIs.
We got everything here, at least to stay alive, and the time that we share.
So this is Paul and Victor's watch, the musical watch.
Bit of frustration setting in. We've got massive thunderstorms all around us, like lightning strikes. We've just lost the wind vane, so we don't know how much wind speed we actually have. And the wind is coming directly at us from Cartagena. Haven't slept. Getting frustrated. We've got 50 miles to go and we're doing about 1 knot with one engine running. Because we've got 2.5 knots of current against us, and the sea's against us now, so it's not the most exciting day of sailing, but that's all part of it, isn't it? Doesn't mean it's not frustrating. Nothing to see here?
Yep, I'm 100% waterproof.
Is this Thor, the god of thunder?
Yep, and then this is like a Monday.
I thought you flew. I didn't know you called boats.
No, but I'm just messing with you guys.
We've got a perfect storm.
As the thunderstorms had been passing around us, our luck would finally run out as a huge system came straight towards us. So we reefed the sails and sailed straight into it, enjoying a bit of fresh water, but I couldn't help having the scary thought of being struck by lightning in the back of my mind, behind the smile and the laughs.
What's going on, Skip? Fucking lovely. Big squall coming through. Crew's gonna have a shower. Much needed. Hopefully Paul has one as well.
But forget it just the same. With only ourselves to blame.
Good morning. Today is day 5. We finally made it home, so I woke up today with this view. We all are a little bit tired, but it doesn't matter because we made it. How was the passage in general?
Tiring. Nah, it wasn't bad. In terms of this stretch of sea, I think we had it pretty easy. Apparently it gets pretty bad, and you can see how it would get bad. We had currents of 2.5 knots. We had like squalls coming through one after the other. There was like 10 squalls at one point. Logs in the water. It's a pretty gnarly stretch of water, but we had it pretty good, I think. I think we just luckily did it at the right time of the year. They say on the shoulders of the seasons rather than right in the middle of the wet or dry season are the best. My friend Adam came through. He was hitting 40-50 knot winds coming past. When you get that current going against those winds because of the Sierra Nevada, the sea just picks up. We've got to start a bit of administration, get all the customs and immigration done, and then once we're there for 5 days we start a temporary importation process. The whole thing's going to cost about $350 they reckon, and then the boat's in. That's not including the people, the crew.
and then we'll stay for about a month at least. Long days at sea offer ample opportunity for things like reading and sleeping, but not for this crew. It was time to set up a full workout circuit and blow off some steam. We had finally made it to Cartagena as the high-rise buildings came into view on the horizon. We motored our way into the city, feeling very fortunate for the weather conditions we had, after reading and hearing about how treacherous this passage is on a regular occasion. So we were all smiles and ready to explore Maria's home country, and glad our hurricane-damaged boat had survived another passage as the journey around the world continues.
Cantando, yo viviré, Colombia, tierra querida.